Yeah, if you are anything like me and just don't believe anything anymore, then you got home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Thank you for hanging out. This is weird to me because I have to confess something, and it seems like it falls in line with everything that is the outdoors, but it doesn't. So here we go. In the outdoors, there's some things called, well, a story. So if it is an outdoor story told by a sportsman or woman, you can bet that there is some creative license. You can bet that there's some embellishment. You can bet that there's just some downright lying going on. I think the Bass Pro Shop in Mesa and several other Bass Pro Shops around the country have the welcome all hunters, anglers, and other liars. We lie. We tell stories. We tell whoppers. It's like my grandfather loved the joke about the one-armed fisherman. Said, "How big was that fish you caught?" He said, "About that big." So yeah, we're just a bunch of we tell a bunch of stories. We spin yarn. We tell a bunch of tales. Outdoors men and women are extraordinary liars. We can make it. Let me tell you something. If you heard the story of my first deer hunt, you would think that I bagged the deer riding on the back of a Sasquatch. Yeah, because we like to tell stories. So then why is it that all of a sudden I don't believe anything? I don't believe anything. Like it was my years in media, my years in public radio. I don't think terrestrial radio, excuse me. I have gotten to a point where I have to fact check 90 different things. And we're getting to those guys that are that were off and doing their thing, if you know what I'm saying. The guys that in Colorado, they're off doing the thing and then ended up dead. What's up, Eddie? Good to see you, buddy. And then that's what we're talking about. But come along with me on this. Because I don't know what to believe. And when I was in radio, Rob and I would have to verify sources over again and again and again and again. Unless it was video that we were watching of it coming out of this person's mouth and more than one source had it. So it wasn't we had to live through the deep fake era. And so you don't know. Now I can see that if somebody's mouth is not moving with the audio, then okay, it's probably a fake. Oh, this is not a beer review. Oh, that's see again, you guys got to stop me on this. You guys got to remind me on this. You guys got to remind me on this. By the way, I'm going to do beer reviews. There we go. But anyway, so NA beer. Yes. What's that mean? NA beer. We're gonna have some. Today I'm going to do the I think is the beer Vesa. Buena Vesa, whatever it is. The Sierra Nevada's non-alcoholic Mexican beer. Yes. Yesterday I did what did I do? Athletic IPA. So I'm gonna start chopping these up and just start posting them and give you some beer reviews. So anywho, I had to live through all this. I don't believe squat. I don't believe anything. So much so, and don't worry, we're going to get to these hunters that are unalived. We're going to get to them. I promise. Just give me a little bit of runway here, as you normally do. Normally have to do if you're part of the show. The Jussie Smollett saga. If you don't know Jussie Smollett was an actor on the show Empire. Jussie Smollett claimed that during contract negotiations, he claimed that at 2 a.m. During a blizzard in negative 14-degree weather in Chicago, Illinois, he decided to leave his apartment on foot not in a car and go get a Subway sandwich. At 2 a.m, blizzard, totally. Immediately, when I was covering this story, no way. 2 hours later, the cops show up to his, by the way, he claimed that 2 people with MAGA hats on said this is MAGA country, called him the N-word, and tried to hang him. 2 hours later, the cops show up to his apartment, and he has a noose around his neck still. Like he didn't think that. The cops' first words were, do you want to take that off, dude? He's like, oh, yeah. Like, come on, dude. The whole thing was a scam. Because victimhood is the most valuable currency, social currency in the United States, period. Right? And there is, Eddie. But by the way, apparently there's a 24-hour Subway. I mean, someone had to try it. I would love a cold cut combo about 2 a.m, cold cut combo, but usually my go-to is Filiberto's or Frederico's, whatever, dude. Whatever Mexican joint is open, I'm getting myself some tacos at 2 a.m, or super nachos, whichever. Let's move on. So this was just shady as it gets, and then all of a sudden, boom, the DA in Chicago lets this guy off. He obviously scammed the whole system. There's these trainers that say that he paid them to do it and blah, 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 blah. The story goes on and on and on and on again. And then he walked free, and then everybody just let it go. So I was like, see, that's just, even Dave Chappelle, part of his very successful kind of comeback stand-up was about Jussie Smollett, he said. Queen Bee said, you got to see the Netflix Jussie Smollett documentary. I'm like, hell no. I'm like, well, you watched it. I mean, isn't that crazy what that guy pulled off? He goes, she said, not lying. It actually happened to him. I'm like, oh, hell no. No. And she said there's 10 seconds of deleted video from the subway, and there's these pictures of these 2 white dudes going in there with MAGA hats and all this stuff like that. Like, it starts to start putting pieces together. Then he admits that he had a drug problem and he wasn't going to Subway. He was kind of meeting a drug dealer at Subway, and it was the guy. Like, it all, I'm like, whoa, again. I don't know what to believe. To this day, if you put a gun to my head and say, tell me if Jussie Smollett was guilty or not, I don't know now. Have no idea. Don't know. Really don't care. But that is one of the reasons why you can't believe anything anymore. You can't. So now Queen Bee's like, hey, did you watch that documentary? He said, I'm not going to watch the documentary because I don't want my brain to be more scrambled than it is with people saying this is the way it went. No, this is the way it went. No, this is the way it went. And now we have this like Charlie Kirk stuff where the shadow has all been doctored on the video of him running away. I'm like, come on. Come on. Oh, the doc made it look even more fake. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay, good. That's what, Brendan. I'm glad you watched it and you can give me the review there. Made it look more fake. Yeah. She said there was DNA on the rope. I'm like, yeah, there's DNA on the rope because about 90 people handled it in its rope hood. Let's move on. This is why I bring this up. The verdict is in. The cause of death is in for the 2 young lads. And I call them young lads because I'm old, the mid-20s, the young men that were deceased, unalived in Colorado on their hunt, on their elk hunt. Both were found dead. Both. No, nothing around, no foul play. Are you ready for this? The official cause of death, according to the coroner, the official cause of death is lightning strike. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. Again, no way in hell. I call shenanigans immediately. Shenanigans. I get a text from Tequila Jim today saying that a buddy of his went out that way, or somebody he knew went out that way, holding a tent pole up and got whacked by lightning. Okay. Y'all forget. They left all of their gear in their truck at the trailhead. All of it. All of it. And magically, in a forest full of trees, they got hit. The 2 of them got struck by lightning. B and S. BS. And that's, again, this is another reason why the media is so stupid, is the media jumps on this thing like 2 experienced hunters have been missing for now 6 days. Can they survive? Let's go to Bob, who is our resident survivalist, meaning he survived a weekend with his in-laws. Come on in, Bob, and show us how it's done. Can these 2 boys survive? Dun, dun, dun. News at 10. They jump all over these stories, and they're like, oh, both of them are dead, and no one knows why, and now they're saying lightning? How about no? No. Absolutely not. I'm telling you, no. No, yeah, just no. I want to see scorched earth where these young men were found. I want to see absolute scorched earth. Because, by the way, in a lot of cases, lightning comes from the ground. Do you know that? Look it up. You can fact check me. And it is usually conducted by the highest point in the area. unless these dudes were 50 feet tall, they weren't the highest point in the area. Now, if you tell me they were in a creek for all you Westerners, a little river, and it hit the river, maybe. But then they would have been found, a ways down a bit. It's a lot like people that say, oh, yeah, I'm on disability because I got back pain. No, my back hurts. Well, go ahead and disprove it. I can't work because my back hurts. I won the trailer park limbo contest a little earlier this week, but my back hurts. Can't work. It's this disprovable stuff. That's why I haven't gone on disability for my weekly migraines. So I'm like, how do I prove that? Yeah, I have migraines. This is what it is. The same thing with this. Oh, no, they're hit by lightning. Okay, show us the lightning strike. Show us where these two were unalived by lightning. There's going to be some scorched earth clothing, something. Something is off here. Right, Michael, the Warren Commission gets involved. Yeah, we go off this Zapruder film, and we're like, oh, yeah, there was some guy that. This guy did. There's just, but again, nothing you believe. So am I going to put more energy into it? Nope. No. Don't need any more energy into this because it's all a bunch of BS. It's all a bunch of lies. That's all it is. How about that? Tomorrow's going to be a banging show. We get to hang out tonight with our people from the Arizona Sportsmen for Wildlife Conservation. It's a giant group of all the critter groups, all the conservation groups. And Game and Fish comes in and gives an update on certain things like the wolves and all that. So we're going to have a lot of cool info tomorrow on tomorrow's program. At least info that I would say it is. Yes. Maybe a chupacabra. Michael, I don't disagree with that. It might be a chupacabra. Yeah, it might be. I'm not going to change my name again. But I'm going to do a beer review again today. But I'm going to have to change. Doggone it. All right, we'll figure it out. I'll remember to change my name back. Kinda. Should probably check those things before I hit go. Right. It is the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Let's keep going here. How about this? Again, we don't believe anything that we read, see in the media. We just don't. A surge in cougars in the Goodyear area. Watch out, Queen Bee. You know what I mean? I kid. Cougars in the Goodyear. A lot of cougars in Scottsdale. Tell you that much. Anyway. Yes, we're talking about how we don't trust the media one little tiny bit. And there's reasons for that. How about this? 96% of Americans agree on something. If y'all think I'm kidding, I'm not. 96% of Americans agree. God, this is huge. Agree that the United States government should not roll back the roadless rule. Now, for those that you understand that 35.5 million acres of public land are protected because we're not allowed to build roads to those areas or through those areas or around those areas. We're not. Can't even do it right on the border of those areas. Can't build a road there. So this roadless rule is going to be rolled back in the name of, it's easier to fight fires if we have roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads. It is a bunch of BS. Good forest management does that just fine. And helicopters, and it's just fine. Everything's fine. 96% of Americans. Let's just go. I'm absolutely bloated. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was wrong in that. More than 99% of Americans disapprove of roadless rule rollbacks, according to a new analysis. This is pretty damn close to listen, if it's over 80% in America, it's unanimous. We can't agree that the sun's coming up tomorrow. Americans are telling the Forest Service, don't do this. The public has spoken, and the consensus is overwhelmingly clear. More than 99% of Americans are opposed to the Trump administration's plan to ditch the roadless rule, which protects some of our most cherished hunting and fishing spots in the U.S. National Forest. This, according to a comment analysis performed by Center for Western Priorities, a nonpartisan conservation group and advocacy organization based in Denver. Yeah, based in Denver. I'm sure they're nonpartisan. Quote, effectively, it's unanimous, says the Center for Wildlife Priorities Deputy Director Aaron Weiss. Again, we had an outpouring of support for a podcaster, a media head, a debater, a master debater. Thank you, South Park. For his death. And still America is divided on whether or not this was a good dude or not, right? Whether or not this guy was a good dude. So, sorry to get repetitively redundant on you. Apparently, just hours after the 21-day comment period officially closed, 183,000 comments have been submitted. This organization pulled all of them, sampled 5,000 comments from the data set, and used a computer code to a computer code. That's like state of the art. Yeah. Space age technology. Means absolutely nothing. A computer code to analyze and arrange the comments into 3 categories: opposed, support, and neutral. The analysis found that 0.6% of comments were in support of the USDA's plan to rescind the roadless rule. Another 0.2% were neutral. And the vast remainder of public comments, 99.2%, I just did the math, that is correct, of them oppose the rescission of the roadless rule. How cool is that? That doesn't mean 100. Again, Eddie asked how many people are polled. 183,000 comments. They pulled 5,000 of the comments at random and came up with this. I don't understand. If you're going to pull 5,000, why not just take all 183,000 and throw them into your computer program that you have? It's done. It's a computer program. It's correct because it came from a computer program. Oy vey. Good night, 11. But anyway. That's pretty decent news. I like that. Again, as Tequila Jim will back you on this, as a member of the United States, well, the Pinal County government, we're with the government. We're here to help. 9 scariest words in the English language, according to President Reagan. We're with the government. We're here to help. Anyway, so good. So hopefully that will chop that back, especially with Mike Lee. Apparently there's a and again, Mike Lee is public enemy number 1 when it comes to outdoorsmen and public land. I'm sorry. Mike Lee's going to get primaried. Mike Lee's toast. Mike Lee is doing everything to scramble after he tried to take the Mormon church from number 4 largest landowner in the nation to number 1 by stealing your public lands and selling them off to the highest bidder, which surprisingly would be the church, who he is a very high member of. Mike Lee is going to be a member of this speaking tour that's going out, all of the college stops that Mr. Kirk had planned. He was going to, now he's part of the one in Utah. Bye. Not going to worry about that one. Now you're not going to follow up on that one. Not at all, by any stretch. An interesting article that I was reading a couple weeks ago. I just kind of brought it out, and I think again, this goes into yesterday. We talked about the guy that survived being alone in the wilderness by staying warm in a blanket that is a little space blanket that is made to help you do that. He took a tarp and he put it over that. Basically, he has that's how you're supposed to survive. So he survived by doing what you're supposed to do. And I saw this article, and I gave it a quick once over, and I'm like, okay, this is the most basic thing you could possibly think, but to write an article about it. Why should you always talk to the game warden? Some things make my head hurt in the media. Just print media, even digital media is just, it's, I don't know. Anyway, it's all going to be algorithms. Why should you always talk to the game warden? According to Ted Trueblood. Ted Trueblood said, with just 2 days left in our mule deer hunt, we finally get advice on where to find deer. We're just not sure whether to take it. Here in Arizona, we don't have game wardens. What other states call game wardens, we call unit managers. So in every unit, 6B, 1, in all of the marked units, we have one or two unit managers. They're game wardens. They're sworn peace officers. They do carry firearms. They can arrest you for anything that you're doing that's breaking the law, whether it has to do with conservation, wildlife, or not. If you're just driving down the highway drunk out of your mind, they can pull you over and arrest you for DUI. Not kidding. So here's the deal. They live in these. They live in their units. They're there all the time. So if you come across again, what other states will call a game warden, if you come across one of Arizona's unit managers, yeah, you stop and talk to them. One, because, you want them to know, hey, listen, me and my boys are doing good. Everything's great. We're just having a good time out here. Love deer camp. Everything's great. Hey, tell us where to go. We haven't tagged out in years. Can you just help us out? Man, just point where to go. I can guarantee you that unit manager is going to stop and talk to you. They might not tell you exactly where to go, but they're going to be there. But they're going to stop and have a conversation with you. What's up, Lynn? I would, in every single chance I get, stop and talk to a unit manager. And no, I'm not. Do you know who I am? I'm the host of the Go Show 2025 Arizona's Game and Fish Media of the Year. No. I sit and talk to him because I want to know him. One. Two, like, let's say I have a buddy with me that forgot his license or something like that, or didn't renew his license, or, I'm not going to hunt with somebody that doesn't have a license. Let's say they need to renew their license or whatever. That person's going to be cool to my dude, right? Because I'm always chatting it up with them. I know the brand new unit manager here out by the club where I hunt, out by Robbins Butte, new unit manager. She's fantastic. Husband's a cop. It's kind of a law enforcement kind of fam bam going on there. And I want to get to know them because I want to know. You've been driving your truck around this area. How many covey of quail have you jumped up? Oh, God, a ton. It's so thick this year. Really? Where? Can you show me? Yeah, it's right here. Off this road, I jumped this big one off this. Boom. That's where I'm going to hunt opening day of quail season. You see, they understand that poaching is a problem in our state. Poaching is a problem in any state. Poaching is a problem in the outdoors, period. So they understand that. So they do everything they can to help legal, licensed hunters and anglers find the best spots. Because they understand that the healthy and measured and scientifically allocated take of any wildlife is for the betterment of their job and everything else. You got to understand that these unit managers, by the way, aren't just cops. They're biologists. They have biology degrees. When they're literally managing that unit, they are giving advice on allocation of tags, in take of animal and things that they've seen, and they're trying to investigate poaching cases and all of them. They're a hardworking lot. They truly are, and they're a good group of people. And again, you're like, oh, I turned into Operation Game Thief. These guys were out poaching and nothing happened. Well, if we had the number of unit managers that we do cops, then yeah, once you call them, sirens blaring and away they come, and they're going to arrest some people. But now it's just get as much information as you can. But what is the dumbest thing? The laziest article I've seen in a hot minute are those last two that we talked about. A man survives in the wilderness alone. Exactly how you're supposed to survive in wilderness alone. So they called it ingenious. Hunter, please. So then, and then this one, should you talk to a game warden? The funny thing is that I love this line here. We're just not sure whether to take the advice or not. Okay. Okay. I hope you don't. I hope that you guys are out there and you're running the unit manager in 6B before Tequila and Jim and I get there, and they tell you right where to go, and you don't believe them. You're like, no, they don't want us to kill their deer. Like, unit manager, Mr. Sir, ma'am, whoever, show me. Point. As a matter of fact, I have this little program on here called Onyx. Can you just go ahead and just drop a pin would be super. Gotcha, Mike. Here you go. I'm not kidding. Right over that butte and yonder this way and that, you have to learn how to speak outdoors. But, I mean, you'll get it. You'll get it. Should I speak? We didn't know whether to take the advice or not. Good Lord. Announcing yourself as a moron. Good. Hope those people are hunting out here. I hope they're hunting in 6B in November because they're going to get nothing. As a matter of fact, the unit manager I was chatting with, she has a muzzleloader tag a week and a half before our season up in the same unit. Guess who's going to get a call when she gets back from her little hunt? Yay. All right, kids. Again, we have the wonderful Sportsmen for Arizona Wildlife Arizona Sportsmen for Wildlife Conservation. There we go. Meeting tonight. That's when all the big wigs, the big names of your Arizona Game and Fish Department play ball and tell us everything that's going on. So tomorrow we are going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of information. So be here or be square. It just doesn't work with here, does it? No. Okay. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll do this again tomorrow right here on The Go Show. Celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Have a great rest.